I did notice that you do have like scars on your hand, and I've just been meaning to ask the story behind that.
Yeah.
Was that when you were little, or that has anything to do with recently an accident, or what's happening with that? Like,
Okay. Thanks for pointing that out.
yeah, I just noticed it. I'm like, oh man, was that a burn? Like, was that work related, or what's going on?
Okay, I'm a born survivor, first of all.
Yeah.
And it happened when I was 9 years old. I was involved in a fire accident that happened at home. So, but that's as a result of fuel scarcity or kerosene scarcity way back then. That happened in 1996. I was only 9 then. So it was tough because what happened there was because of the scarcity of kerosene, people actually mix kerosene with fuel, and you can buy that off.
Tampered stuff.
So the kerosene was adulterated.
Yeah.
So way back then, still the issue of not having light, there's no power. So people were confined to use lantern. So we got that kerosene that was adulterated from wherever we bought it from.
Yeah.
And my sister and my younger brother, with myself, we went to the shop to see my mom. So because my dad just recently got retired from Shaw, and
so that would be this whole situation with your mom and your dad, that would be back in 96, right?
Yeah, that was back in 96. So dad was retired in 1995. So we just went home for Christmas and came back, and I did school just for 1 week. So we were in the house, and we felt like, okay, we need to go see our mom because my dad opened a new shop for her. So we just went to go visit my mom. Getting there, after chilling with her, she gave us some sweets. So we came back home, and dad was like, hey, where have you been? We went to mom's shop. So while we were there, there's this visitor that came in. So my dad said, okay, there was no power. There was power failure. So my dad told my other sister, he said, go in there and make sure they put light in the house. So we were just coming from my mom's shop. The three of us, we went straight to the store where she got the lantern and she poured the kerosene in.
And for people that don't know what a lantern is, it's just the basic light source where you actually
it has a globe.
Yeah,
it has a globe and a small tank
small
on the
globe,
lid.
and on the tank you put in
kerosene,
like what's called kerosene. So
and
it's
it has a wick. It has a wick too
that you kind of turn the light on. And kerosene is basically a fuel derivative, right?
Yeah.
But it's not very common, but it's also a fuel derivative that kind of helps light it up.
Yeah. So when she poured the kerosene in and she struck the match, and then there was this explosion. So we just heard.
Do you have any idea what it was mixed with?
Right back then, I didn't have any idea because I was just 9, and I would say I don't know.
Yeah.
In the sense that we weren't common with the news or what was going on, but we knew that there was kerosene scarcity,
and then
but and we didn't know that people can actually adulterate that kerosene with fuel. So it was as the course of growing up and getting more enlightened that you know that this is what actually happened. So in the process, everyone was scrambling for survival at that point.
So when they lit the kerosene, then that's where it kind of exploded off.
Exactly.
That must be some really powerful stuff added to it that created such an explosion.
I agree with you 100%. So when that happened, everyone was scrambling for safety and trying to look for the nearest escape route. So I was trying to also escape, and in the process I had a fall. So I had to quickly stand up again and start running. I went to our drum, and there was no water in the drum. So I had to go to the neighbor's drum to see if there was water in it. And finally found the drum, and there was water in it, and I had to jump in.
You jumped into the...
so that was like...
and that was when you were just 9 years
old. So that was like after taking just imagine running with fire for let's say 20 to 30 meters.
Oof. That's like
kilometers, just 10 to 20
Kilometers or meters?
10 to 20 kilometers.
So that's like some minutes going
Yeah,
by.
yeah, with fire on you. So that was tough.
Yeah.
End of the day, we were able to, the fire was put out, and we three were brought out in the front of the compound.
So that would be you, your mom, and your dad?
That would be me, my sister, and my younger brother.
Okay, so your mom and your dad wasn't there then. It was just
my
your
mom
sister.
was in the shop, like I said.
Okay,
My dad was the only one in the house.
Okay.
And my dad was having a shower when this happened. So it was the scream that he ran out and he saw what was happening. So he was screaming, and what they did was they had to pour red oil on us to help us calm down and all of that.
Yeah, with the bond and everything.
Yeah,
like that.
because it was really, really hard for us, So my dad tried to take us to the hospital. He took us to Shell, and that was when I knew that if you have a bond, you know how important water is. I was so thirsty. Never been this thirsty in my
life. Oh boy.
So
it's like internal dehydration. Everything is dry and hot.
It was a crazy experience. It was a very tough experience. What happened was, while we were there and they were trying to, bring us back to life, put on all the equipment they need to put on to just make us that we survive, I was thirsty. I was just screaming for water, craving water. So I think one of the doctors who was quite intelligent, he knew what he wanted to do. So he said, every 3 hours, just put in a block of ice in their throat. So we get a block of ice in our mouth every 3 hours.
All three of you actually had this kind of bond, and that's.
I wouldn't say all three of us. I was the only one with third degree burns.
Yeah, third degree burns.
So basically, 70% of my body is burnt, and it's quite a tough thing.
Yeah, that's and at that age too. That's crazy. For that, and but now you're good, right? You're been able to get through. Do you still have to manage it or anything like that?
Yeah, well, over time, I spent a full year in the hospital. I did a lot of skin grafting. Skin was taken off my thighs, off my scalp as well. So they did a lot of things just to make sure that my back, because my back was really, really the most affected.
Yeah.
So they did a whole lot of skin grafting on that area just to ensure that the back. I still got my scars anyway, so that'll be something for another day.
I know, man. Like at the end of the day, right, to give testimonies for the positive part, you are alive. You're here, you're thriving.
Grateful to God.
You gotta be grateful.
Like, being alive is something that I value and I cherish. You can never, ever, 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 ever see how important it is to be alive.
I know.
So sometimes I wonder how people commit suicide. I feel like being alive just tells you that there's hope and there's opportunity to be something better.
Yeah. No. I just observed that, and I just thought that I wanted to know if that's something you're willing to share. Thanks for sharing that. By the way,